Hello everyone, today we're going to be presenting about our literal review of a business plan. This presentation will consist of research question and objective, strategic business plan, 2 analytical tools, 2 data collection techniques, and conclusion. Research question and objectives. Statement: we would like to start and organize a music festival in Bangkok, Thailand. The first research question is, who is the potential target market? Research objective 1, to analyze data from research paper and also utilize the online survey data collection technique. Research question number 2, what is the market trend, competitor moves, as well as customer responding to the trend? Research objective 2, identify and analyze how the economy has changed customer behavior by using 6 thinking hat analytical tool. For strategic business plan, we'll be using AFI framework, which is about the first one, analysis. We'll be gathering information from external and internal factors that could potentially affect our business. We'll be utilizing online survey and white hat from 6 thinking hat. The white hat is about facts, and we need facts for this part. The next one, we'll be moving to formulation. We're going to be forming strategy by using all the information that we got. This one will be using black hat, which is about assessing risk, being aware of the risk, and also having critical thinking, as well as critical judgment. The next hat we'll be using for this part is the green hat, because it's important to be creative when we form a strategy. The next one is implementation, which is about organization structure. For this part, we'll be using blue hat, which is about management, about organization. Solution is about, as well as implementation.
Dr. Edward de Bono developed the 6 thinking hats method. This method has the individual or group performing the process, taking 6 different approaches and looking at things strictly from that one perspective at a time. So the hats are separated by color, with each representing a different perspective. The different colors are in no order. They are blue, black, white, red, green, yellow, with each color designed to make the one conducting the research open to critical thinking and focus on the outcome differently than they would regularly. This method removes the ego and embraces the hat theoretical needed to wear. We will be starting with the white hat. So the white hat is neutral and implements facts and figures without judgment to solve a problem. Looking at this situation, a startup organizing a music festival in Bangkok, while wearing the hat, we focus on the facts. We're looking at how the past event occurred. What is the market like in Bangkok in the music festival industry? What is the situation like? What problems could we be facing from the past events? The black hat is a pessimistic hat in its approach to think negatively about base comments, caution, and criticism to look for holes in logic. From the facts of the white hat, in this hat, we focus on the negative side and the downfall of the startup and organizing a music festival in Bangkok. How it can affect the community, how it can affect the music festival, how it can affect Thailand or Bangkok individually. What could go wrong? What if it doesn't work? After this, we'll be looking at the yellow hat. It is an optimistic and focus on the positive aspect and logically looks at the plans of an action to an issue's solutions. For this hat, we focus on the positive side of the music festival, how we can market the capital city in Thailand to be an attraction for such an event. We can focus on the positive reinforcement of the idea of the music festival, how we could gather a community of a music lover, how the event can create happiness and make profit at the same time.
The next topic of discussion is the green hat. This is the hat associated with creativity. Most popular music festivals are successful and they stand out in their own unique ways. Some are held yearly, some use the same name but relocate from city to city and conduct performances. For example, the Ultra Music Festival. This is where you can find your niche, create separation from competition, and set up future success. The red hat is the emotional response hat, like having a gut feeling or hunch of whether you feel good about the situation and if it will work. All emotional responses here are considered. The blue hat is the analysis of the plan and often referred to as the managerial hat. This is where management looks at the project and the implementation of it and the thinking process altogether. All the hats should be valued equally, but the blue hat could be considered the seed of the plan. Edward Dabano's reasoning for developing this analytical tool is that the mind can be overwhelmed when thinking of too many tasks at once. It takes critical thinking and structures it into a systematic approach to generate different perspectives. The reason the hat method is so successful is it pushes groups or individuals on how to think rather than what to think. The solutions thought up with this method are usually of higher quality as several different perspectives come into finalizing them. They show greater diversity, and the steps of the 6 thinking hats are rather easy to learn. The hats method could probably benefit the music festival community by having a diversified board, as Bangkok is one of the most populated cities in Southeast Asia inhabited by foreigners. There are potential downsides, though. If the committee isn't organized and experienced and using this method for the first time, some may not know how to properly conduct it, which can lead to potential conflict because some people are unable to have an unbiased opinion. For an event of this capacity, it is imperative that we include all the majorities and have representation of minority interests as well. Hopefully this festival can become one of the main attractions for why foreigners want to visit Thailand.
So now moving on to the next slide, which I'm going to talk about the online survey. So the reason why we choose an online survey method is because it is cheap and fast. Basically, an online survey, often known as an internet survey, it is a type of data gathering method in which a series of survey questions are given to a target sample, and the members of that sample can respond to the questions through the internet. The respondents will get the survey in a variety of formats, including website, email, social media, and so on. As we aim to gather quantitative data in which online surveys are appropriate when collecting a better awareness and knowledge of the target audience in a wider range, in order to get the most efficient results, a well-balanced mix of open-ended and closed-ended survey questions are essential for a successful survey. An online survey's question should be effective in gathering data from the chosen sample, like multiple choice questions, dichotomous question, matrix question, and Likert scale questions. These are some of the most commonly used in the survey questions. For instance, Likert scale questions can be used to determine respondents' level of agreement with a certain statement, or a metric questions can be used when there is a long list of
similar questions, and respondents are likely to abandon a survey if these questions are not merged. So the researcher must first comprehend the goal of an online survey in order to guarantee that the survey questions are well structured in order to collect the critical information.
So next, there are three precautions that need to be considered before doing an online survey. The first one is the determining the aims or narrowing it down. More of a pro survey will include questions that are unrelated and appear to the no purpose. And the solution is knowing the goal of your survey and solve the problem. Before designing a survey, the researcher should ask themselves the following questions, such as what do I need to know? Why do I need to know it? Or what will I do with my results? And the second precaution is the bias. And this means the researcher might be asking questions in a way that ensures they obtain the answers they want. To put it another way, the researcher prompting people to respond. And to avoid this problem is to taking your emotions out of the survey is the greatest approach to avoid the question bias. If necessary, get the assistance of another person to help you write the questions so that they do not lead responders to a specific response. And the last one is measuring too many things. The researcher must know what they are measuring and how they are measuring it in addition to the survey goal. If they do not understand this, they will wind up measuring too many or the wrong things, making data analysis more difficult. Also, choosing what to measure is directly related to the survey aims. If you want to know how people feel about your company and customer service, for example, you can use the Net Promoter Score. Decide what you want to measure after you have determined the objective of your survey, and do not attempt to measure too many things at once. This also aids in data management and ensure that you can act on your findings.
Here is our questionnaire. It will be divided into two sections, which are the personal information and the habits observation. As you can see in the personal information, participants will be asked about their own personal stuff, such as age, gender, level of education, occupation, and income. By asking those demographic information, it will help in classifying our participants into groups, in which it is like the scanning part before doing the next part. For the next slide, which is the habit observation, in this section, participants will be asked about their personal habit towards the music festival, in which there will be a couple questions as a short answer, and the rest will be multiple choices. With the online survey method, it will help us to collect data easier, since this kind of method is very convenient and fast. So that is the end of our presentation. Thank you.
These are our references that we use in the literature review. Thank you.